welcome to today's session on contract pharmacy basics. My name is Jeff Davis. I'm with the law firm Baker Donaldson, and I'm happy to join you today as both a moderator and a speaker for this session. I'm joined by two other speakers we're very happy to have with us. We are joined by Alfton Dyson, who is the Director of Pharmacy Services at Medical Advocacy and Outreach, formerly Medical AIDS Outreach of Alabama, located in Montgomery, Alabama. Alfton oversees all pharmacy services available to patients, including the 340B program. We're also joined by Chad Johnson, who is the manager of 340B education and compliance at Apexus, where he works directly with 340B stakeholders and assists with compliance-related issues. And previously, Chad did serve and work directly at a 340B hospital. So I'm going to start off today's session, just a few housekeeping items. I just want to note that you are able to pose questions through the Q&A box that's available through our online platform. We encourage you to ask questions, and we'll be doing some live Q&A at the end of today's session. I also do want to note that please stay tuned until the end of the session for the CE information. So stay tuned for that. So with that, I'm going to start our presentation off today. And we are going to be starting off with the discussion of basic compliance elements. That's my portion of our presentation. We're going to start off kind of high level with an overview of contract pharmacy and what it means, the contract pharmacy arrangement, and then we'll go into a bit more detail as we move on. I do not have any conflicts to report. And my usual disclaimer, I'm an attorney, but this presentation should not be construed or relied upon as legal advice. I'm going to start off with a little bit of contract pharmacy background. As I said, we'll talk about the essential compliance elements, and then we'll talk about a couple of key compliance challenges. The CE question that I'll be returning to later in today's presentation, true or false, the essential compliance elements that HRSA expects to be included in contract pharmacy agreements address a patient's choice of pharmacy, true or false, and we'll come back to that in a few moments. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of background on contract pharmacy. And as I mentioned, in my role at Baker Donaldson, I kind of provide two functions. I'm an attorney, and I do work with providers of all types, all different types of 340B covered entities on compliance-related issues, answering questions about HRSA audits and compliance with the 340B statute. But I'm also a senior advisor in the firm's government relations and public policy practice, where I advocate on behalf of providers before Congress and HHS and the administration, which really comes into play a lot with respect to 340B, and in particular with respect to contract pharmacy, because as many of you know who've worked in the 340B space for some time, it is an area where there's a lot of political scrutiny and questions from lawmakers about whether appropriate use of the program and use that is consistent with the intent of the program. And so as we'll talk through today's discussion of contract pharmacy arrangements, we'll talk about compliance, but we'll also talk about policy issues that come up with respect to how covered entities use 340B drugs through contract pharmacy arrangements. So I think a good place to start when we're talking about what is a contract pharmacy are to talk about the different types of contract pharmacies and really highlight the